I don't know if I'm going to read science fiction tonight either. It seems like I can do whatever I want. The first thing I'm going to read is from an erotica project I did a few years ago called Down. You can find it on Tumblr. This is called Pussy Poppin', dirty version. It used to be called Ode to a Field Dove in Blue, but then I changed it to Ode to a Fun Factory Shared. And then I changed it to Pussy Poppin'. Alright, here you go. You strap it in, not on. Hold it in with your insides and grind yourself against the bump. Stick the bullet in the back and write it shaking. Think of popping pills and jerking off, the growing analogy. Tumblr discovery of the double-ended dildo, vicious surfing, tracking tags, pussy poppin', pussy drippin', pussy swollen. Rub down, think of you until it's done. When you laugh, there's this hoarseness. Take that tinge and turn it on its back. Try to pin you down as a bush or skin. Dye in all that hair. Say fuck it. Grasp it at the nape and pull. Be a brave girl. Ass crescents under ripped shorts. Side swell and tough peak. Be a farm girl and impale me with thick and useful freckled limbs. Watch you, watch me, hold and shake, bite, wait. Stiff sticks in the wind still. Turn off all the lights in the bathtub. Cast starlit, prisoners cinema.
Woo!
This one's called Silence, I hope you forgive me and take me back. But I think you could substitute all the times I say silence to mean the internet. I know since I left home I tried my best to forget you. I found a boy quickly, stood him in front of you and asked him to fill me up every night, pillow side. You hovered over my bed in the morning, sticking to our young faces. Jealous Jew, I forgot about you. People make mistakes and think other people can make them happy because sometimes other people can make a person happy. But it's unfair to both people and that one or either person should be responsible for saying the right things always. I've been learning that, especially when I loved you first and hardest. People can't forget where they came from even if they tried, and it came from you. Sometimes I wonder if you are only my adolescence, whatever it is that creates the word sullen and sulking. But I remember the times I'd been gutted and split-ribbed, how you would settle against my lungs and liver, waiting with me and breathing for me, hid with me while I was hiding. How you brought me to my knees some 9th grade nights with my fist crushed against my ringing, starved ears. How if I spent enough time staring at the ceiling, you'd take me up above and I'd see my body perfect and paralyzed and mute. It seems much more sacred than growing. Sometimes I could see you in our apartment hanging like beaded curtains in the air, humming but only almost. Would listen to you all night, wish for air musk all day at school. Found you in the library, where I would sleep at lunch. I know now that I belong to you. You wrapped me up young and you showed me up in my face. You show up in every new lease I sign. Lovers have asked me about the fog and I never named you. What would I say? My anti-sonic guardian angel, sanctuary, what some people call a personal Jesus. I was never amphibious enough to live between alone and with others. I choose swimming at my own risk. Want you stuck in my ears and drowning me. We met over my father's lopsided face. Piss spread across his bedsheet, and I think his last word to me was fine. I think he tried to smile. Stroke of midnight he set in, filling every room and tucking me in when he died. Every Friday I sit in front of a concerned young woman, my therapist, mute while she asks me things until I scan and leave. I don't want to say that I'm just looking for you again because I miss your safety, or that I plan to press my lips to a hot iron in the hopes that they'll heal shut. I'm saying I'm done running. I'm saying let's bury the girl who believed in the audible and sip Long Island's in the den I dug for us. Modeled after every cavernous childhood bedroom, bed bugs, little friends, splintered door frames, blunt phallic objects you could find in the kitchen, occasional alarming and quiet pissed-on mattress. I soundproofed it myself with will and withdrawal, getting ready for you. I'll bring you to the aquarium across the bridge to pay our earless brothers a visit. We'll press our cheeks against the glass, careful not to squeak. I'll walk with you through West Philly with my head high and ignorant. Where have you been? What happened to your mouth? They'll ask, and I won't even hear them. My seamless lips blissful. Some people pray to God in the night because they are lonely and have no one else to ask for things. You're better than God because I can feel every wriggling electron that rests against my cochlea, and the ache makes you real. With you, I don't need biting your blood or begging for a twisted arm. Prayers are relevant because you answer always with the same cool philosophy, and all your suffocation surrounds me, scooping together every scattered particle. and constricting, so I'm here. I'm here all united in our smothering. Silence, I'm sorry, but I'm coming home.
Yeah.
So I read about the internet a lot, and I didn't know that poem or that piece was about the internet, but it's totally about the internet. So I'm starting this project called The Night Space, and it's based on all of this internet identity-based work that I had done before. And this is some of the root of that before I kind of like put up all of the new stuff and let everybody see it. This is called Web 1.0 Lens and Ear. When she was 11, she told the internet I was molested and read the stories of all these people who didn't have friends to tell. She vowed to be surrounded by sympathetic friends when she got to be old. That way she wouldn't have to tell strangers on the internet. There was an AOL group for people who had been molested, and she would shake her head because they were all grown-ups. She vowed to get over it by then. Rain had a very sophisticated website. It made her feel like she was both safe and also had a terminal illness. Later, when she found out what the word hospice meant, she thought of the Rain website circa 1999. It was very informative, but spending too much time on there made her feel like she was dying. Secretly, she vowed to die young so it could be tragic. She wanted her picture on the Rain website so that the boy across the way, Marquise, could read it one day and be like, fuck. Chickclick.com was full of the type of girl she wanted to be. They wore layered clothing and listened to Tori Amos and wrote poetry. When they talked about being molested, they were angry. She vowed that she would try to muster that type of rage when she got to be 20. Sometimes she would find herself on these sites where she couldn't tell if the stories were written for molesters to read and jerk off to, or if the molested people were just particularly erotic in their writing. The sites had names like incest stories. When she was 11, she vowed to be particularly erotic, but never about being molested. On back, it was like a waterfall. Molested by brother, molested by cousin, molested by neighbor, molested liked it, molested confused, incest stories, can't stop getting molested, abuse forum.
Dang.
This is my last one. I want to read it because Maggie read a really nice one about Philly in childhood, and this is about LA in my childhood. It's called The Ugliest Man in the World. The ugliest man in the world shops at basically $1 while my friend and I stuff baby ribs and crazy dips into the front pockets of our hoodies. I'm required to steal more because I brought my older brother's Johnny Blaze sweatshirt and therefore I have the most capacity. We stop and watch him live his life for a moment, smelling bottles of off-brand baby lotion, staring for a long time at the powder. He's huge, wearing a wife beater stained with meaty Kool-Aid and swollen with stomach. His head is like a puzzle piece with knots and dents jutting in and out of his bald head. Someone tattooed a teardrop under one of his eyes. The tree says hi because he lives in an apartment building. When he looks up, I see that his left eye profoundly favors the right. You can barely see the iris hiding in the corner of his eye socket like that. The two of us make a low, pitying sound and try to smile through it. Hi, he says, except he sounds like a fat black kid. The fat kids in the store trying to get their fat moms to buy them more hot Cheetos. Every word is squished by the stickiness and the larynx pressed with weight. And there's a subtle and entitled whine held open at the end with the need to breathe. Like a big-ass ogre. There are dents in his head like someone took a melon baller to it. His good eye is a large and soft one. A little blank sure, but like a loyal dog maybe. Like a kick dog. Who is he looking at? Where is he looking? He moves on, leaving us buried in candy, awestruck. Yo, that eye, Latrice says. He's really the ugliest man in the world. The back of his neck sits and rolls, red and bumpy from a razor. The ugliest man in the world is shopping at the dollar store for baby powder, and I begin to cry because he must know. He must wake up alone and say, damn. He must be a romantic watching movies like The Best Man. Wish he could find a nice girl like Nia Long versus Nia Lathan. That I must plague him. No one wants to touch him. You might have to pay ladies with STDs to sleep with him. Permanent involuntary thug bachelor. Permanent cockeyed lonely heart. And basically a bug shopping for baby powder. Ogre, razor bumps, baby powder, dollar store that everywhere he goes, people pity his dented head. Someone knocked his skull around. Maybe he just got out of jail. Maybe he was lonely on that little bed and maybe his nickname was Eyeball. Maybe him and his mother sit in front of the TV and don't speak. Maybe he just rubs the back of his head, letting her fingers play over the scars and the pits. Maybe some nights when she gets a little Manischewitz in her frail body, she She sits at the edge of his bed and slurs, I should have did right by you. I'm crying and fizzy candy falls from my pockets. He will never be in love, I say. But Latrice is in line. She always changes her mind in the end, and I always look like a fat thief waddling over to check out with merchandise in my pockets. It's because that kid Raoul is working, and he gives a shit for free. He's never going to be in love, I say. Latrice studies my face. Are you crying? Yeah, because he's always going to be alone. Latrice rolls his eyes. He'll find somebody cockeyed to love, just like I'll find someone super tall. He won't. He's too ugly. Latrice is flirting with Raoul, asking him how to say bad words in Spanish. I'm plagued with sadness. The realization that sometimes you grow up and you're still alone, just because you let someone tattoo a teardrop on your face, just because you might have killed someone. Back home, I tell Asada Latasha, who's 17 and very wise. Just because he's ugly, alone for life. She shakes his head and tells me that he's dating the mother of that dirty little girl, Gianna, the one who keeps showing her vagina to the boys and calling it her punani. Her mother was once described as having a junky booty and stays fitted with platinum blonde weave. She also may or may not have a slight beard. So he's not alone, she says. Something for everyone. Okay. And I don't feel comforted at all.